just go for it. Let's just go. So this is going to be the line of action. Right now we're just going to see if we can even fit this character on this piece of paper, right? I think we are going to, and the thing is, like, this is the most important part. Well, not most important part, but it is a very important part. We are going to place this character maybe a little bit lower today. So let's try that. We're going to try this and see if this proportion grid works for the rest of the character, which I think it actually is a little bit too big, but we'll try it out. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5. It's a little bit too big, actually, unfortunately. I knew it was a little bit too. I just had a feeling it was a little bit too big, and it actually was. Just barely. It actually is just barely, just right there, but we do want to make it a little bit smaller so his foot is not hanging over on the edge, which I do that, unfortunately, for many characters, right? So, unfortunately, we actually have to erase all these and recalibrate it. Now, if you are doing this digitally, you don't have to erase it. You can just take this, you can clip mask this entire thing, and then shrink it down. But we've kind of established that it was like that big. So actually, we're going to try, and we can gauge. So we're actually going to go maybe like that. Let's go with like a head like that. Let's actually just see if that will work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5. That's actually too small now. Huh? That's probably gonna work though. Yeah, it'll work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that should work. No, actually, it's not gonna work, huh? What am I doing wrong here? I'm confused. Oh, I pushed this out. 6, 7. No. I gotta redo it. We're recalibrating it. I know this probably seems kind of confusing, but this part is very important, actually, because if, this is going to help establish this entire ground plane of this figure. I'm actually going to push this up a little bit, I think. Three, 5, 6, 7, 7.5. There we go. That should. There we go. Doesn't even seem that crazy, right? We're not even. But this just relieves a lot of my headache when we get deeper into this character. So now from this spine of the figure, we're going to figure out the. Let me zoom this in, actually. We're gonna find out the 3 immovable masses, which is the head, the torso, right? The torso of this figure, one, 2, 3, 4. 4 is at the end of the pelvis, generally in most cases, not all the time, but. In half, and I think this should work out. You made this torso a little bit too big down there. We can calibrate it. Huh. Think about this. me just see if it all fits in here first. We'll just go in it now. We I think, have the totality of what we're going for. Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take our eraser and we're just going to lightly just kind of erase this a little bit, leaving it a little bit in there. Now the reason why I'm doing this is just because when you start using these Crayola pencils right here, if you, say if I were to do one of these lines and I put this colored pencil on top of it, it actually is very hard to erase. So that's one of the reasons why we're lightly erasing these guidelines, but leaving the guidelines a little bit in there. Just leaving this base structure of the 3 immovable masses just a tad, right? Okay, so we have that cleaned up a tad. We're going to go into our next layer, which I know we're actually using this is just one layer. But we're actually going to go into using this colored pencil now. Now I want to warn people, I know I say this every time, but if you start using these Crayola colored pencils, they're very hard to erase. Now I actually kind of do like using these colored pencils because it actually forces me to finish something basically. Because once I start kind of getting into it, I just kind of have to lock in. It's almost like if you were to do this digitally, you would just work on one single layer. And then if you could just do a piece with just one single layer without any single other layers, that's basically how this is. And if you get into that, you can know how frustrating it can get, because if you start messing it up too much, then it kind of can get a little hectic. So let us begin here. I'm also going to have a little post-it note that we're going to be just kind of putting it on the on the side over somewhere. And what I'm going to be doing with this post-it note is I'm just gaining an edge to. It's almost like I'm using this as kind of like a brush, right? and before I get back into drawing it, I'm going to center this edge, so when I get back into drawing, it's kind of like I'm using kind of like a pencil brush kind of thing. Yeah, we'll begin. So we're going to go and kind of reconstruct this figure like we were doing. And we have a commercial. Okay, so we're going to start with our line of action. We established our torso of the figure and also our head of the figure. What's that? And see, I just messed it up right there because I wasn't thinking. Now the thing about these 3 movable masses, it is somewhat controversial, I guess, but it shouldn't. I don't think it should be controversial, but it kind of is in today's age, I guess. Now, from what I was taught within the Bridgman scope of not only Bridgman, but actually many figure drawing artists go into it, but they go into why these 3 immovable masses are so important for laying the groundwork for, say, a female or a male character. Is generally not a blanket statement all around, but the thing is that generally males have a bigger torso. Now there are some weird hypothetical things that some scientists have said, why males have a bigger torso. Some have said that, because males were we were throwing spears and we were out there hunting and stuff like that, right? Whereas, if you see most females, because females birth children, they have a birth canal, and because of the birth canal, the pelvis is actually bigger to allow the baby to, be born. Now, this isn't always the case. Now, I also want to relay as well, this proportion grid is not for everybody. If you were to measure everybody's not exactly like that, right? This is just a way to construct a figure via imagination, or just analyzing some parts of how anatomy works. And if we just analyze how just the human body works, how this arm even moves around, how these muscles connect to one another, how I'm even able to move my arm up like this, or how I'm even able to move my torso like this, these are just basic principles on how the human body actually functions. It is kind of strange. It is weird. Now the thing is that Bridgman, and I mentioned this many times, but Bridgman actually studied a bit of Michelangelo. So in some weird way, we're actually also kind of doing the Michelangelo kind of construction of a figure, and how, but he would go upon it just much more in a grander scale, right? Because the thing is, if we were working with, say, a marble piece, right? Basically, if we were working and if we were to establish this as we were working on this with marble, we would actually draw this on 4 sides. We would draw it. And then what you would do is, see how there's this part right here? We would take our chisel, boom, 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 and we would chisel that out, right? I don't know. Stuff's gnarly, by the way. So now what we're going to go into is we're going to establish our kind of our ground, I totally forgot the word. What is that word called? Landmarks. There are landmarks for the figure based on the proportion sheet, right? And one of the big ones that I have remembered, it's the end of the kneecaps, right? So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.5 is right there somewhere, you know. And we can establish that this is a 3/4 pose, right? Because it's not exactly just straight on. It's actually, he's tilted a little bit. So from this 3/4 pose, we can understand that it's going to be somewhat generally, I mean, this thing can actually twist, by the way, as well. So not only, you know, our legs twist, the pelvis can twist, and that's the other thing we also have to remember. These 3 immovable masses, why they're called the 3 immovable masses, because they only have a certain range of motion, right? So like this head can't go completely 360 because it would be like some sort of horror movie or something like that, right? Now, the reason why is because it's structured on this the spine of the figure, right? Now, what's actually interesting is that if we get into drawing mammals, or we get into studying the anatomy of mammals or other creatures, most mammalia, in the mammalia family, many animals actually are on a spine. So we can take this concept right here, and we can also draw lions, we could draw donkeys, we could draw sheep, we could draw basically any sort of mammalia, anything with a spine. We can take this concept, once we learn the proportional kind of ranges of how the anatomy works, we can kind of take it, and this is also how animators work, right? They take these things, and I probably make no sense whatsoever, I probably make no sense, but that's what I'm trying to think about, okay? Another day, another victory for the OG, the Lord Jesus Christ. Okay, so let's go into our landmark for our the end of the kneecap, which is 5.5. One, and we need to do it again. 1, 2, 3. And it's kind of like, you know, like when you're like if you're a carpenter, you know what they say is like measure. What do they say? Measure twice, cut once, or something like that. That's kind of what we're kind of thinking about, right? Trying to think about anyway. So we're going to establish this leg up in here. And then another thing that I always bring up that that Michelangelo Bridgman goes into, which he studied Michelangelo. But the thing is what he goes into talking about like constructing a figure, or like constructing a figure based on almost like thinking about it as a pillar. You know, kind of like if you were to see the Leaning Tower of Pisa, you know how it's like, it's kind of like leaned over. The thing is that if those architects were making that building, you know, imagine you being an architect. Imagine someone commissioning you thousands of dollars to make some sort of building, right? Well, are you going to make some sort of building where there's going to be weight all the way over in here? It's going to just topple over? No, you'd probably get fired. You're probably going to kill some people because you would make something structurally unsound, right? So this is one of the big reasons why we're established. Well, what I was taught, by the way, I also want to relay as well, because I've already mentioned that too. There's many different ways to go about constructing a figure. This is just how I was taught. There's many different construction methods. There is like an Andrew Loomis construction method where he actually, instead of using blocks, he actually uses ovals. He uses kind of like an oval thing instead of like the block for the pelvis. He uses two ovals and pushes it in. Generally kind of the same thing, but it is somewhat a little bit different. And anyway, I'm kind of talking too much, so I'm just trying to think about what I'm even doing. And that's why I try not to talk too much drawing, because I just probably make no sense whatsoever. But if you read those like anatomy books and stuff, and I'll go into it. Okay, so now we have our this going. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm just gonna go for it. Should I talk or should I not talk? Is the question. I don't even think anybody even cares about these drawings, but oh well, it's fun. I mean, if you get into anatomy and stuff, it's, you know, it's kind of interesting, I think. Alrighty, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna think about staff. I don't like that at all. Should I do like a shepherd's staff? I think we might do a shepherd's staff. I'm gonna block this head in. I don't like this so well. And that's the thing about this, using this green pencil, man. We're actually this far into it, you just kind of have to just... I actually don't like it, but now it's like, I just have to commit to it now. So, that's the thing, if you use this pencil, man, it's like, it's kind of brutal sometimes. But, I don't know, we can go with it. Alright, let's try and draw him like reading the Bible or something. Right. We're called to proclaim God's word. We are going to draw a bike on this character. Now the thing is it's hard to draw bikes like kind of like on the person, so I always just draw it on the side of it. Makes it way easier. If you guys are getting into drawing bikes, it's a headache, especially once you get into drawing the bars that move like that. If you off tilt the wheel, it's a nightmare. We have done some illustrations like that, but in terms of like if you want to draw something really fast, this is a fast way to do it. So what we're going to do is we're basically going to measure out the knee. If you actually see that little who is that? Danny Hankerson? I think it's Danny Hankerson. You take that. See, basically, I would say the leg is probably, you know, the wheel width is probably, you know, up to his kneecap generally on some people, you know, more or less. So that's what we're going to try and follow. Let's go for it. So now we're going to just put in our wheel right here. So this is how I kind of started learning how to draw bikes, is that once we establish, by the way, if you guys want to get, it's actually much easier to establish the figure, because once we establish the proportion of the figure, we can use this proportion gauge to basically construct kind of like a bicycle. And so what we're doing is we're taking the gauge from actually this point right here, we're throwing that into that part, and then what we're going to do is we're actually going to make this a square right here, like that. We're going to split that in half. See how there's this middle point right here? We're going to throw this middle point in back in there, and then what we do is we basically go 1, and it's a little less than 3. If you analyze a bike, see, look at that bike right there. It's not. It looks like it's 3 wheels exactly, like 1, 2, 3, but actually it's not. So we're actually going to go, just because I think it's because of the back chainstay width of the geometry of the chainstay. So we're going to go like that. And then see this little middle point right here? We're going to push that up. We're actually just going to make that hub right there. And we're going to push that up, and then boom. And then from this, we can kind of see, you know, you see that, basically the handlebars go like right there. I'm trying to follow the lines, like, see how these lines are kind of like going that way? I'm trying to follow that. That makes it just way easier to draw a bicycle. That's how we draw a bicycle. Now at this point, it's kind of like figuring out, we're kind of like playing a video game. This is basically BMX Bible Adventures. Welcome everybody to BMX Bible Adventures, where you can be a part of the story as well, maybe. Hopefully, we can continue to try and make disciples of all nations, and proclaim the gospel to all of creation, right? Now the other thing I want to also mention is that a lot of these techniques, I've actually learned them from other believers. So it's kind of funny, right? So, I don't know, maybe you guys can learn something from that, right? What are we doing here? Put this collarbone in. Okay, so let me get a little piece of paper going. Today I'm talking a lot more. It doesn't even seem like anybody's even watching these things, but I guess this is just good for me to just analyze, see what I mean, you know, I don't even remember any of this stuff. So what we're going to be drawing is we're actually going to be drawing a woolen robe. A woolen robe like this, right? Woolen blankets. Say this is, what, 8 feet? Right? So what you can do is you can actually fold this woolen blanket basically into and make it into a robe. Now how we go about doing that is that we will take this one right here and this one right here, right? We're going to push that and push it down like that, and you can actually do this in reality. This is the interesting thing about learning kind of like architecture or just things that just work in reality, is it's kind of interesting thinking about how we could design this stuff in reality, right? And so what you can do is you can take this point right here, push this over here, and take this point, and we're going to push that and push it like that, right? Boom. Now, this is from the same thing right here, right? And then what we're going to do is there is a second sector of, well, you actually can just wear a robe like that, right? You can't just wear the robe like that. Now, some people either use I forgot what it's called, but it's kind of like this cloven hitch thing, like that. It's called like a clothespin. It basically looks like this big metal clothespin or something. If you watch Lord of the Rings, they actually have like this like leaf one, and it's basically like this clothespin, and that's what holds the robe together, right? But not only can you use it like that, you can also use a rock, just a simple stone. If you don't have one of these, you can actually use just a simple stone like this. And then what you do is you actually take rope, and you basically throw this up in here like that, and then you basically tie it like that, right? And instead of using that, you can actually just use a rock in there. So then from the second point, what we can do is we're going to take these 2 points, and we're actually going to throw these up in here, right? And so this is where generally people back in the day, they would wear like either a rope or maybe a belt, a leather belt or something. And so if you're wearing a leather belt like this point would go in here, and then it would go in here, and then that would kind of go like that, right? And you push that one and push that one in like that. And that is how you basically make an improvisational robe with, you can actually do this in reality. This is not something that's just like, I just made this up. Like, people have done this for maybe even thousands of years, right? The thing is that once we understand some of these folds and how these folds are working, it actually makes it much more easier, especially once you start learning anatomy and stuff. Because once you start learning the anatomy, you start going, okay, well, that's where the deltoid is. That's where the end of the collarbones is. You know, we go to, that's where the end of the pec is. And you can kind of generally just structure this, and we can almost just take this right here and establish it on this right here, right? And that's how some people do it. Now, some people, you know, sometimes depending on this length right here, you know, sometimes the robes go like that, you know. Now, the other thing is, I also want to mention is that this isn't for every single robe. There's many different styles. I mean, we could go into Roman. You know, there's different Roman things, and Rome had some different, you know, they had like the toga style. You know, sometimes the style kind of went like, you know, like they would have like that arm kind of like open and stuff, and they would actually do all this way differently. I've never studied that kind of style before, so I really don't know how that even works. But this is the cool thing, is once we understand how these things function, and that's actually the other crazy thing. You can actually do this in reality. Now, the other weird thing, some people have hypothesized about the shepherds, right? And see how the shepherd staff's kind of like this. Well, some people have hypothesized that you can actually take this woolen blanket, and if there was a shepherd staff like that, you could actually take this woolen blanket, unravel all that stuff, and make a kind of little hut. You know, I mean, how crazy would it be if you were homeless, man? You know, like, sometimes it's just crazy thinking about like how shepherds used to operate, and it's interesting. You know, it'd be very interesting to be like, if we could just like teleport back in time and just talk to the apostles. Or just, because what's so weird about the Bible, right, is that many times, like, these characters that we study, you know, it just seems like they were kind of like homeless people. They were just living out in the wilderness. Not everybody was like that, you know, like Matthew was known as a tax collector, but it did seem very strange that they would go about kind of leaving a lot of their possessions. I don't even think they had a staff, you know, to be honest, like, you know, but pretty sure they weren't naked, though, so, you know, so they had to have had some sort of robing system. Now, the other thing, you could actually go way deeper upon the lore and even just think about, okay, well, what exactly was the robe that they were using in the time period, right? We could even go as far as, like, thinking about John the Baptist. He was known to wear a camel hair cloak. Right? Isn't that crazy, right? And if you look up, like, camel hair cloaks, they look like these furry little robes. It's actually really a trip. Maybe that's what we should do on this character. We'll do a camel hair robe. Now, that took way too long. This is why I don't talk when I draw, but it kind of just seems like nobody even cares, but I know they're just practicing, right? So what did we just establish right here? We established that we're going to put a robe on this character, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to take this sector. We're actually going to think about this. I'm going to put a rock right here. We're going to do the rock system, everybody. I want to rock, rock. Do, 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 do. I'm going to place this robe thing on this dude. This is going to go down. It's going to go, he's going to be wearing like a rope belt with some crosses up in here. And then from this, remember our little schematic that we made. It's going to go down, and it's going to, this one's going to go down too up in here. Put like a little patch right there. And that is how we make a robe on this character. Even though it just looks like scribbles, that's basically what we were thinking about, right? There we go. I'm going to make a camel hair cloak, so we're going to make it all furry. Gonna wear a camel hair cloak. You think they would have carried water back then? I feel like water seems pretty important. Maybe we could put like a, kind of like one of those little jug things. We're basically just playing an RPG game at this point. Just thinking about how we're going to construct this stuff. Put a little sheep or something right there. Maybe put like a halo on this guy. Or a hat. I don't know. We wanted to have a video. I actually have some BMX video. Screws. Yeah, let's watch some of the. I have like some BMX videos I was gonna watch today. How little does this need to be? Why is it so big? It's so weird. Why does it look all big right there? It doesn't make sense. Why did... Did I zoom this in or something? I don't know why this is all janky. Darn it. For some reason this is all sketchy. I'm gonna have to like recalibrate this. Look at this thing, it's all weird. Oh, I guess I could just do it like that, right? Why is it so big? guess we can do it like that, right? I feel like I shouldn't have it that big. That might get me in trouble, right? Let's see here. Yes. How do I change this? I mean, I guess maybe I could do the other one. Let me push the other one in. Oh, that's display 3. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. What are we doing? What we got? Oh yeah. Oh, here you go. I'm gonna put a little seed right here. Plant the seed, everybody. Plant the seed. Plant the seed. I guess we'll draw the bike a little bit since we're at it. Or should we just do the character and then just draw the bike? You can do either or. The character is the kind of the important part. I mean, I guess the most important part is drawing the Bible verse. So the word is the most important part. The Bible verse that we're going to put right there. I don't know which Bible verse we're going to put. Where am I at? What am I doing? I used to watch the video a lot, actually. We need a different song. We need some, like, RPG music. What type of music should we listen to? I wonder if that... Let's see. What's that? Is this on copyright? Let's see if this is on copyright. I think it might be, but... Copyright, but it's okay. Let's see. Let me look it up, actually. But where's the actual soundtrack? I just don't understand. Why can't I find just the OST? Here it is. Let's see if this is on copyright. I don't think it is, but it might be. It's on games? I don't think it'd be on copyright, right? Since it's on a game. Oh, we're gonna listen to it. I think it actually is on copyright, but hopefully it shouldn't be on copyright because people play this game online. So. Let us begin. So now what we're going to do, we're going into our second layer. Actually, I guess our third layer. Yeah. And we're going to do a Brad Rooney technique. Brad Rooney was this believer, not was, he is this believer. Works for MTG, so kind of taking some of his advice that he's given up, and we're just gonna go for it now. We're gonna just go for it. So we're gonna go into establishing the face of this character, which, yeah, we're gonna do. All right. Huh. Nope. A bearded man. Who is this bearded man coming from the shadows? The mystery unfolds. I don't know what I should do with his hair. Huh. It's like crickets. Crickets, everybody. I don't know, should he be bald? I haven't drawn a bald person in a while. I don't know what you guys think. No, I mean, maybe. I mean, I could be a wild man. There's some wild person in the wilderness. Maybe he has dreads. Let's draw dreads on this guy. The wild dreadlocked man. What has he been doing in the wilderness? He's not uptight and clean. He does not belong in the church. Just kidding, I don't know. That's how I think of him, just talking about John the Baptist. Okay, let's... Okay, so we're working on the hardest things first. We're working on the head and the hands. I'm actually wondering if I could listen to the audio to this song, to this video, because I feel like I can't. I feel like there's too many songs that are on copyright. What do you guys think? Dude, look at that spot, man. That thing ain't there no more, man. There'd be so many people riding that thing. That thing is crazy, bro. I can't believe you guys got to ride that thing. What in the world? I don't know if I can listen to this music. Darn it. No, well, we're just going to listen to it. It doesn't matter. It's just so funny. I'm listening to this music and we're watching this gnarly BMX video. Dude. Gnar, dude. Gnarcore, dude. Shred the tubes, everybody. Go get yourself a bicycle, man. Have fun. Hopefully we can use it as a ministry device, right? The ministry must keep growing, everybody. Let us cultivate into the fields the Word of God. Let us steward everything that God has given us. Hopefully we're stewarding it right. I apologize, Lord. I know this character's kind of cheesy, but we're trying to steward it. I don't know if I'm even doing a great job at it. You're going to have a lot of bookmarks in his Bible. This Bible is well used, everybody. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to put that page right there. I kind of like it like... That's a huge Bible, dude. Look at that thing. It'll be like freaking... Think of the tome, bro. That ain't no normal book he's carrying right there, man. That's a straight tome he's carrying right there, man. Let's honor it to the Lord. See, how hard is it to put a cross in something? That's what, if I would love to ask the Lord this. Lord, do you want me to steward this for you right now? And how much do you want me to steward? Should I just go all the way? Should I just go full on board? Or are we just going to do it a little bit? Are we going to steward everything, or are we just going to steward just a little bit? That's the question, everybody. This is the question that I struggle with. Oh, you know what we're going to do as well? We're going to make this cross the 4 cross sector. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard this. For some reason, someone told me this, right? When you see a cross and then the 4 other crosses, it means, I don't know. I might be wrong. But it means something like we're supposed to spread the gospel to all the corners of the earth or something like that. I might be wrong on that. But I like this song. Grow the plants. Grow the Word of God. Let us grow it. Grow. Let's go, everybody. Let's send it for the Lord. I'm at the point where I don't even know where my life's going to go. But that's the mystery of it all, right? We're just going to send it all to the Lord. Almost to the point of no regard with my own life or future. But it's kind of fun to not know. It's in the Lord's hands. Maybe. Well, I guess it is, honestly. Wearing some beads on right here. Actually, I don't know. Let's see here. Yeah. Bro, we have so many cross. We already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 7 cross already. He's got the mount, everybody! Alright, let's do the rock thing. So we're actually going to start right over here now. Add that up. Oh, fudge. Darn it. I freaking messed up right there. Okay, let's do the staff. Chapa, sia la boba. You gotta get into the character. I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to have fun. We're trying to have fun. We're trying not to get burnt out, everybody. You know, the weird thing is, I actually have met a lot of believers that have dreadlocks. I don't know what it is. I actually have one dreadlock myself. It sounds funny, but I actually do when I cut my hair. I used to have dreads, that's the funny thing. We do have one dreadlock still. You can see that. This is my one dread I have. So, this is all to all the believers out there that run dreads. I have one dread. I cut them all off except one right here. But I kind of just tie it up now. The mystery unfolds. Okay, let's see here. Where are we at? Dude, it's so funny. We're listening to this music. I'm watching this video right here. It just don't make sense to me because the music in this video is just stellar. I apologize if any of the writers in here are watching it. I'm sorry that I'm listening to this cheesy soundtrack, but I'm trying to, I don't know. If I could listen to the actual music, I would listen to it, but it's on copyright, I'm pretty sure. This dude was rocking the dreads before they became cool, man. The wild man. Who is this man? This wild man in the wilderness. Watch, he's gonna have a peace sign right here. Selling peace, man. Oh, da. About to break this lid up in here. Got the seed of the word. Instead of killing people, he throws a seed at you, and it grows in you, and you turn into a tree. Alright, let's go for it. Is this a different pencil? What the heck? Pencil in there. It's the same pencil, just a different one. character looks kind of lopsided. Darn, this character is kind of lopsided. I need to like push this foot back, I think. Or wait, maybe it's just the thing. That'd be next video step. See if anybody's watching this. I don't know nobody's watching this. Oh, it's lopsided on the stream. Well, I guess it's because of this camera, actually. There we go. Oh, fudge. Alright, we're gonna draw a bike now. Probably a sheep or something. It's so weird watching this video. I'm not even really watching it, but it's just so weird watching with this music. Alright, let's keep going. I draw a bike on this wilderness man. What in the... Even in the wilds, he's able to maintain his brakes. Bam, 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 bam. This dude's a gnarly just flatlander. He's gonna run some weird bars. The Matt Hoffman kind of bars. Dude, these characters are hilarious, bro. I'm just like, what in the world? Where have we gotten into, man? We've just gotten into just a strange realm of BMX minister people, I guess. I don't know, man. When I was younger, I thought I'd never even draw things like this weird. Paladin, the nature paladin. Oh, dude, I love this video. Joel Moody. Dude, I forgot Joel Moody was in here, bro. Yeah, this is gnarly. Dude, I wish we could listen to music. In a concrete jungle. Radical, dude. Shred tubes. I'm gonna put it on BMX streets now. Because we're drawing a BMX bike. We are drawing a BMX bike, everybody. Can we be on the BMX streets category? We are drawing a BMX bike. It's funny. Bike's gnarly, brothers. Oh, a Dave Smith looking bike. I mean, I guess we should put the Bible. I want to put a raven in there, but I don't think I have enough room to put a raven in here. I don't think I do. Maybe we could put a heart somewhere, because you shall know that they are my disciples by their love for one another. Something like that. And we could put a little bit of... Man, that spot looks good. Wow, we listen. Oh, well, there's actually a good amount of this soundtrack still. Let's change it. Why is it stopped? What the heck?
The best time to get a Reese's? Anytime.
Oh no, like lagged out.
Rise and shine. You got history to make. Ain't no stopping to smell the roses when the dream is to buy the whole farm. Change the whole...
I forgot Bob Serbo's in this video. Is it Bob Serbo or Bob Skirbo? I said Bob Serbo. You guys good with the Bob's riding. Bob was just always a solid rider. What about like feed my sheep or something like that? I kind of want to put a raven, but should we put a raven or no? That's the question now. I'm trying to think, like, what could we put right there? Maybe we could put a sword, like one of those sword, like leaf swords. That might work, right? Then you could put a mallet or something, a hammer. I don't know what to put right there. Those shnikes. Wow, 180 tuck on the spine. I haven't seen that someone do that in a while. Oh, I shouldn't have done the sword. No. We're already here. Fudge, man. Let's just go for it, I guess. Darn it. Okay, so it goes under, and it goes this one again. Okay, so it goes back. Oh yeah, because of the...
With our new collection for PetSmart, your best friends can't wait for mealtime. They need something tasteful but functional, and we're really excited to bring our...
What is this? What in the world are we listening to? What in the... What in the... Oh, and then I could put a heart on the sword. Yes, that's what we'll do. Oops. This one looks very stiff. Darn it. Oh well, screw it. For so far, we just gotta go with it, everybody. This one's cringy, but... this one's a cringy one, but... I guess we can't win them all, right?
Here's how I took my hair from this to this. I refuse to be haunted by hair damage.
Yeah, this character's weird. Oh well. Can't go back now. We just gotta finish it. That's why we use the green pencil, so we just commit to it. Nom, 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 nom. I almost forgot about Daddy Hickerson. This dude was not. I wonder what happened to this dude. I don't know about this song. It's all weird. Alright, let's try this bike, put a Bible verse in it, call it a day.
Special occasion?
Hey, put a squirrel in there.
Macy's Great Shoot Sale.
Darn, man, this character turned out kind of janky, man. I think I just rushed it. I added some stuff approaching, man. But that's that green pencil, bro. You just gotta commit. Well, let's go for it. Let it freeze. In the video. What the heck? What in the... What in the... Okay, let's keep going. I just gotta finish this thing out, man. Gosh, this character's cringy. Sorry, Lord. I don't know about this one, man. I tried to do the whole wild wilderness man with a camel hair cloak, but I don't know, man. It's a weird topic. It's a strange one. Got a flatline stem. That's probably what, like 35 millimeter? Yeah, it's like 35 millimeter. At least we get to draw a bike. That's cool. Kind of keeps me like in it. I'm like, okay, we're drawing a bike. That's kind of cheesy, but I don't know. Kind of. At least it makes it a little bit more fun for me. Might as well put on some Flatland videos, right? Well, I guess let's watch Chase Hawk's part. Alright, let's keep going. Let's stay focused. Trying to, anyway. The wheels are the hardest part, man. New song. Oh, I gotta just finish this thing, man. That's why I use the green pencil. It forces me to finish things. But I'd probably never finish anything. Well, I guess I would finish it. It would just take me a lot longer. I'd be like, I don't like it. I'm going to change this, change that. So we're just going to commit. Wilderness Man. The dreaded Wilderness Man on the BMX bike. So I have the stream open right now. Just turn it off. I don't even know why I have it open. So I do want to see what it looks like in a thumbnail. That's what I'm wondering. What does it look like in a thumbnail? Mm-hmm. Dude, that was a crazy setup right there. What is that? Some sort of steep bank or something that they like made into a quarter pipe or something? Watch Michael Steinbacher trying to figure out some of his maneuvers. Should we put some pupils on this dude? This is either probably when I'm going to mess it up or we're going to keep going with it. But
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance and I saved hundreds.
That's great.
I know, I've been telling everyone.
How many people did you tell?
Only paid for what you need.
I don't know what verse we should put in here. Maybe. What verse should we write in here? Maybe Mark 16:15. I kind of want to do John 13:35. I don't know though. Let's look in John 13. I mean, we did do like a camel hair cloak. I mean, we can maybe. John. I don't even have this verse underlined. By this, all people will know that you're my disciples if you have love for one another. I did put a heart on this sword, kind of. I should love everybody, right? Huh. Trying to think, what verse can we put in here? Maybe, I guess that one does kind of make sense. I wonder if there's another John verse. Let's see here. That's good. I mean, I guess we'll do it that way, huh? I want to look up, like, disciple verses. Let's see. Discipleship. Maybe Matthew 28:18 through 20. Matthew 28. I guess the Great Commission, right? Matthew 28. We could probably do that one, right? Yeah, because the Bible study we went into love. We should be loving others. We should be trying to put God first. The seed is the word. We should be proclaiming the word. Yeah, right. Everybody's crazy. Viewers think I'm crazy. Oh well. We're just gonna send it. Where's my ruler thing? Here it is. Oh, my pencil. What in the world have I done? Maybe this one. Okay, this one might be a little bit longer than I... I don't know if I'm going to be able to write this entire thing in here. We're going to try, but I don't know if it's going to fit all in here. Okie dokie, let's write this down. I need to push this over to the side. Ah. We're almost done. This one's cringy, but we tried. You can always try again next time. Maybe next time it'll work better. Go therefore. And make disciples of all nations. Marco Bevic, what's up, bro? I'm finishing up this cringy drawing. I'm trying, man. Things ain't easy sometimes. Sometimes it's like in the beginning I really like them, and then like towards the end I'm just like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. What are you up to, man? I am. Yes. I do own a bike. It's somewhat of a bike graveyard. Did I spell disciples right? D-I-S-C-I-P-L-E-S. Okay, I spelled it right. Though I think I need to respell that because I kind of pushed it off. What are you up to, man? What are you up to? Did you get BMX Streets? Probably the dude you should be watching is probably Spencer Forsman. He's actually playing the game. I don't even have the game. I'm just on it because I'm drawing a BMX bike. I'm trying to help the BMX industry, okay? I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm doing a great job, but we can try. Okay, I need to spell disciples again. I-P-L-E-S. Can you ask me a question? Go for it, bro. What's up? Hopefully it's not too vulgar. Baptizing them in the name. Why did I choose to draw this? Well, partially because I did a Bible study. It sounds cringy, I know, but partially because I did a Bible study on what are disciples, right? No, it's not Jesus on a bike. It's not. It's just a bearded wild man on a bike, okay? Baptizing them in the name of the I was kind of inspired by like John the Baptist, because like in the scriptures it says that John was wearing a camel hair cloak, eating wild locusts and honey, out of all things. Strange, I know, but makes me wonder what he was doing out in the wilderness, right? Have you heard about that? Too bad you could have told me he was the protector of your cemetery. Oh my goodness. Well, I guess we are supposed to be, I guess if you were a believer, we are somewhat called to become soul winners, right? And in a sense, if people die, and we didn't really try to, proclaim the gospel at all, I mean, there is some verses that say if you it says something like if you make somebody repent or you turn a sinner from their ways, you cover a multitude of sins or something like that. Kind of weird, right? Kind of think about that. And of the Holy Spirit. That's John, or no, that's Matthew. That's Matthew. Do you have a favorite verse? That's Matthew 28:19. The other weird thing that I kind of like, I really like the Bible, is because it kind of gives me like a quest to do, right? Because when I used to just draw random characters, I would kind of just be like, I don't really know what to draw unless it was a commission. I just kind of want to draw a cool knight or something. But when I add a scripture in there, which the scripture should be the most important part, honestly, it kind of gives me some higher purpose. Like, it gives me a higher kind of like all right, let's go for it, you know? Am I a believer? I'd like to think I'm a believer. That's Matthew 28:19. Oh, it's not even. Fudge. Sorry, I get kind of frustrated. It's not a written text. It's so much easier on the computer, you know. You just get to copy, paste, and you gotta... I'm trying to make it all straight and stuff. 28:19. I guess I'll do the 28:19 a little bit smaller. There we go. And then we're also going to do one more verse. We're going to do, you shall know that they are my disciples. I think that's John 13:35. Or actually maybe John 15:8. By this my Father is glorified that you bear much fruit, and so prove you my disciples. No, let's do the I don't know which verse. Yes, but there are believers who always go to church and things like that. I don't go to mass often. I go, I go to a variety of churches, by the way. Especially when I was out in Long Beach. I don't know if I should do... Yeah, we'll do the love for one another first. By this, all people will know. That's John 13:35. Yeah, let's do that one. Now I'm going to put John 13:35 up in here. This is an interesting verse, right? John 13:35. By this, all people will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another. Let us love one another. I know it's kind of hard, everybody, but at least we can try, right? Do you have a verse that you've been thinking about? You could type it in the chat. Oh, why is this all messed up? Oh. This guy's a believer, though, by the way. Right? This guy right here. One of the reasons why I'm actually trying to learn a lot of this dude's tricks is because this dude's a believer, too. And he's gnarly. Dave Smith. Shout out to Dave Smith. What was I doing? Oh yeah, we're writing this word. By this, all people know. Sometimes when I'm writing the verses, it reminds me of like the old people that used to write Bibles and stuff, bro. That used to be a profession. How crazy is that? People used to make livings handwriting Bibles, man. Now we just have a computer doing all that. Millions of them. Which is also good because we're also proclaiming the gospel. And a lot of people probably have gotten the Bible because it was printed like that. All people that you are my disciples. PLES. Is this free? Is this copyright free? Comma. If you have love for one another. Alrighty, everybody. Man, that took a long time. Sometimes these characters are kind of brutal, actually, to draw just in one sitting. Luckily, I'm not inking them out, though. I used to draw and ink out a character in one sitting. Those were brutal days. Those are very frustrating days, actually. That's why I don't ink no more. It's too frustrating. Well, let's see here. Nobody is fooled. If anyone among you thinks he is wise in this world, let him become a fool to become wise. Interesting, wow. Very interesting verse, wow. It is kind of weird because when I do think about that, I heard somebody say something like there is some weird aspect about the fool. Kind of like, you know, in some cases, like when you want to start something, you almost have to release your inhibitions of fear because of the fear of failure, right? So in some cases, you almost have to step out in a way that could make you seem foolish in order to overcome fear, right? Sometimes. Somebody said something like that and tripped me out. I was like, huh, that's weird. Why are these videos at the bottom? It's weird. Let's see here. I don't know what else to add up in here. I might add like a little squirrel or something. Maybe a little squirrel, maybe a little rabbit or something. Or should we do, yeah, we'll put a little rabbit or something there. That is... Peace out, bro. I know these streams are kind of late. I'm just trying to record them all now, man. You have a good one, bro. You don't have to watch these streams, by the way. Nobody's entitled to watch these streams. You guys do not need to watch these streams. I don't know if I am going to put I don't think I am going to put a little creature in this one. Or should I? Huh. Thanks, dude. Keep shredding the yarn. Get a bike, bro. It's fun. It's really fun. Get a BMX bike, bro. You meet a lot of cool people. I'm not just saying that because I ride one, but it is really fun. I met a lot of believers riding BMX. Yeah, we're just gonna draw a little monkey or something, a little rabbit right here. Oh my god, that was crazy, bro. Dude, I need to watch that. I've never even seen this before, I don't think. Did you see that? Dude, that dude just did a freaking, pedal hang 5 to cliffhanger? What the heck is that guy on? was insanity right there. Right here, look at that. What the heck? Bro, you know how hard that is? Dude, what is that dude on, bro? Man, I've never seen anybody do that. That was the ender right there. Of course it's the ender. That thing was insane, bro. Wow, I've never seen anybody do that. Pedal, hang 5 to cliffhanger. I didn't even know that was even possible. My mind is flabbergasted. What is this? Oh wait, this is a commercial. What is this? No idea what this says. Watch it. Ah, fudge! I messed that up. Fudge. Screw it. Because I have to like bend it. You know what? That's actually bad for my posture. We're pushing this up. We can do it. If we can push it up, we're going to push it up. Mess up my posture. That's why I messed up. Little bunny! Little monkey! The wild man in the wilderness. The wilds are calling. What the heck was... What in the world was that? Dude, that was crazy. What in the world? Dude just did a freaking half... Dude, that's gnarly. What the heck? That dude just did a cross-footed hitchhiker bar spin. What in the world are these people on, bro? These guys are freaking crazy. What in the world? I was like... It's true. The signature in here. Oh my, I totally messed that up. Fudge. Really, it was in with ink. Alright, I think we're done, everybody. We're done! I know this drawing was pretty cringy, but we just had to kind of had to force this one, unfortunately, but we got it something done at least. Where's that wood thing? Oh man, this was brutal. Today was brutal, everybody. Because of this drawing. But we at least got something done. We tried, we attempted. I guess that's what matters. And I messed up something. I gotta draw this. And we gotta add some more crosses in here. Actually, wait up. There we go. What is this? Oh, is this one on one piece of paper? Oh, it was on one piece of paper. Get one more. We got it done, everybody! Another day, another victory for the OG. Okay, I'm turning this off. Camera's just so weird. Oh well. Trying to get used to it, but... Okay, do I have to... Oh, darn, I have to push it down one more step. There we go. Okay. And this will get some close-ups. We have the dreadlocked Old of this man. Got the sword of the spirit, bearing the fruits. Got the love heart in there. We got the peace sign because we're supposed to sow peace. We got the staff that is growing. We got the word of God, but also we have the 4 crosses that kind of represent spreading the gospel to all corners. And yeah, we got Matthew 28:19 and John 13:35. Now we're going to get a thumbnail. Alrighty, and that concludes the stream for today. A little bit longer, and we'll call it a day. Okay, let's see here. What am I doing? Is anybody watching the stream? Let's see if anybody's watching it. If anybody's watching, I'll raid somebody, but if not... Oh, somebody is watching. Should I raid somebody? I guess we'll only... I always feel weird because like nobody watches it towards the end. Nah, no one's gonna I'm not gonna raid somebody with just 2 viewers. Or maybe we could raid somebody with like... Oh, no, somebody left. Well, let's see here. Maybe I can raid somebody. Maybe somebody that doesn't have many viewers at all. Let's see here. Nobody's even watching me. No worries. We out of here. Peace out, everybody. Try your best and have fun.